Welcome to today's episode of the Daily O. I'm Caleb Rainwater, and as you can see, we are standing in front of Boone Pickens Stadium, where the Cowboys will be kicking off at 6:05 p.m. against Missouri State. Today, I'm here with the O'Colly's assistant sports editor, Chris Becker, to talk some more about Cowboy football. Chris, what do you think we can expect from the Cowboys offense this season?
Right. I think the whole theme this year is they got to score more points. Last year they struggled with that, scoring with getting yards, getting points, everything. They were not very good. And Casey Dunn's in his second year now. Last year he was kind of short into the stick kind of thing. He was first year, COVID, no offseason, and now he's back for a second year. You got Spencer Sanders again. You have deep backfield with LD Brown, Desmond Jackson. You have Tay Martin taking over the Z receiver for Tylan Wallace. You have Brennan Presley, who showed out against Miami. I think this offense could be really, really good.
That is super exciting to hear, but what do you think we can expect from the defensive side of the ball?
Now, I will say it. I think this defense is better than last year. And that was saying something because this defense was top 5 in the nation last year. So they led in third down defense last year. I think they can do that again. They're more experienced. They have more veteran leadership. And they lose a couple pieces like Eamon Ogbognaminga and Cam Murray, but they fill those guys in. They're 3 deep on the defensive line. They're 2 deep on the linebackers and 3 deep at safeties. I think this defense is going to be a force.
As an overall team, where do you think our Cowboys will end up this season? Do you think we have a chance to make it to the college football playoff?
Now, I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but they're really good. I think a second place finish in the Big 12 is a win for OSU this year. They have to show out for the other conferences, especially with conference realignment on the docket. But I think second place to probably fourth place is where OSU will finish this year.
Thank you very much, Chris. And for today's weather broadcast, I'm going to turn it over to Joshua Weissel.
All right, good evening, Stillwater. I'm Joshua Weissel here in the O'Colly Storm Studios. We're taking a quick look at the forecast for the remainder of the evening, and then as we head into tomorrow morning with the hour-by-hour forecast. And as you can see, really no changes to the forecast like the past couple of days. Clear skies for the remainder of the evening into the overnight hours, and we will start the day off in the mid-70s, around 73 for the low as we head into tomorrow morning. But overall, pleasant evening across the area. If you have any sort of plans, we're not expecting really any sort of rain chances or anything like that. It will be warm and muggy for the next couple of hours, but otherwise, clear conditions. It's going to be rather pleasant across the area. So here's a look at the overall forecast for the region as we head into tonight in the overnight hours. This is our low. We're talking 74 in Stillwater, 75 Oklahoma City, 75 in Tulsa, 74 in Ponca City. So we're going to be taking a quick look at this, and this is a heads up for anyone on campus who has any sort of allergy problems. We do have a high risk in every category. We're talking mold is high because of the humidity that we've seen. Overall pollen is high, and then the overall air quality is unhealthy across the region or at high levels because there's some fine particles in the atmosphere that are causing some allergen issues. So if you're having any sort of allergen issues today, just know tree and weed pollen are the main pollutants in the pollen category. And then we have fine particles in the atmosphere that are causing some other issues in addition to mold. So before you head out tomorrow for class, if you're having any sort of allergen issues, make sure that you plan accordingly. Take some allergy meds or something like that in order to help you throughout the day, because we do have a high category. We do have a high risk in all categories because the allergens are just bad at this time of year. And unfortunately, like I said, just this time of year, and we're going to continue to see this throughout the fall. So make sure that you tune in every day to my morning broadcast to see the full forecast for the allergen segment. Otherwise, here's a look at my social media that you can follow me on. I am on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and even Telegram. And if you don't know what Telegram is, you can actually get alerted for every time I post on there. So be sure to follow me for the latest weather updates throughout the day. And then, of course, check out, like I said, my morning broadcasts with the O'Colly. You can find me on the O'Colly's Facebook. That's at O'Colly. And you can even find the segment at OCollyTV.com. So make sure that you tune in throughout the day for those segments. We're on every day to give you the latest forecast information. I'm Joshua Weissel. We are Stillwater's Weather Connection.
Thank you for that weather report, Joshua. Today, I'm also here with Dr. Rosslyn Biggs. Dr. Biggs, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I'm a veterinarian, and I work for the College of Veterinary Medicine as well as OSU Cooperative Extension. And I've been here at OSU a little over 2 years.
We've received some interesting information that horse dewormers might be a possible treatment for COVID-19. Could you tell us a little bit more about that?
Well, lots of folks may have seen that in the news of people taking ivermectin really off-label. equine products, horse products, even cattle products. And ivermectin is a medication we use routinely in veterinary medicine for treating parasites, internal and external parasites. Folks may be familiar with it from a small animal perspective with dogs and cats. Heartworm treatment is generally ivermectin. We also use it in large animals, horses and cattle, sheep and goats for treating parasites as well. We don't use it in veterinary medicine as an antiviral, and so I think it's important for people to recognize that those animal products really state clearly on the label it's not for human use. And the reason for that is those products, although they're evaluated for safety, that ivermectin, the active ingredient, may be similar to the product. The ivermectin can be used in humans, but that's the active ingredient and needs to be prescribed by a physician. We have lots of inactive ingredients in our veterinary products that are not evaluated for safety in humans and run a significant risk for people taking those.
So would you say that this type of treatment is probably not likely to be produced as a wide-ranged vaccine or drug to fight against COVID?
There's been a lot of discussion, and I think early on in COVID there was a lot of evaluation and research done on a variety of options because we were dealing with something new. I think we've taken a look at the research. We don't find right now that the ivermectin products we don't use them in veterinary medicine as an antiviral. I would encourage people to have the discussion with their personal physician and do not use those animal products off-label.
Thank you for being with us today, Dr. Biggs, and thank you for that very interesting information about a possibly new but probably not safe way to treat COVID-19. Thanks for watching our episode of Daily O for today. Be sure to tune in to tomorrow's live episode of Daily O, where Brody Myers and Alexis Dusky will be anchoring. Also, don't forget to read the Ocali at ocali.com. And as I forgot to mention, the Daily O will be on ocalitv.com. That is ocalitv.com. I'm Caleb Rainwater with the Daily O.
Ocali TV, Stillwater.